Have you ever heard of a movie star who almost became a real-life spy? That's the kind of life Claudine Auger led, a French beauty who stepped out of Paris, into pageants, and straight into one of the most thrilling James Bond adventures of the 1960s. Her story is full of surprising turns, fearless choices, and moments that make you say, "Wow, I didn't know that." Claudine was born on April 26, 1941, in Paris, a city recovering from difficult times but still overflowing with style and possibility. From the start, she had a presence that turned heads. As a teenager, she modeled and entered beauty contests, not because she wanted fame, but because she loved performance and the chance to be seen. In 1958, she competed in Miss France and then reached the international stage as a runner-up in Miss World. Imagine being a young Parisian suddenly recognized across the globe. It planted the first seeds of a career that would become anything but small. Acting called, and Claudine answered. Her early French films gave her practice and polish, but the world really noticed in 1965 when she was cast as Domino Derval in Thunderball, one of the classic James Bond films. It's the role people still remember. Domino was more than just a pretty face beside Bond. She was smart, brave, and full of emotional fire. Claudine didn't simply play the part. She owned it, bringing a mix of vulnerability and strength that made her scenes linger in the audience's mind. She wasn't just a glamorous on-screen presence. She was an athlete, too. A fun and striking fact that surprised fans is that Claudine held a black belt in judo, a detail that made her well-suited for an action genre that prized realism and physicality. In an era when many actresses were boxed into purely decorative roles, Claudine's physical confidence, combined with real skill, allowed her to break out in notable ways. After Bond, she didn't settle into a single type. Claudine worked across Europe, starring in French and Italian films and appearing on television. Her roles often favored mysterious, daring women, characters who could be cunning or compassionate, depending on the story's needs. That versatility proved she was more than a one-image actress. She was a performer who could adapt and surprise. Off-camera, Claudine loved to travel, explore different cultures, and keep life rich with small pleasures. She remained down-to-earth despite fame, valuing family and friends and carrying herself with a kind of quiet dignity. For many admirers, that balance, glamour without pretense, is part of what made her so appealing. Claudine Auger's legacy is not only about one famous role. She became a symbol of a certain 60s elegance that mixed fashion, talent, and an adventurous spirit. Young actresses looking to play strong female parts found inspiration in her example. You could be beautiful and capable, glamorous and physically powerful. That combination helped open doors for more layered female characters in adventure and spy films that followed. Her influence shows up in surprising places. Fashion editors still reference the ease of her Parisian style. Film historians cite her Domino as a turning point for Bond women who were written with more personality and inner life. Longtime fans still trade stories about the first time they saw her on screen and how unforgettable she was. Claudine's story reminds us that fame is rarely accidental. It grows from a mix of talent, preparation, and the willingness to take risks. She trained, she traveled, she kept learning, and when the right part came, she was ready. That readiness turned a beauty contest runner-up into an international movie star who, for one electrifying film at least, lived the fantasy many of us secretly dream about, being part of a world of espionage, danger, and glamour. So next time you queue up a classic Bond film, pause when Thunderball appears. Watch the scenes with Domino and notice how Claudine Auger brings a quiet fire to every frame. She wasn't merely a supporting player. She was a sign of changing times, a woman who blended poise, toughness, and real skill in a way that still feels modern today.